Hello everyone, Sean here from Breakthrough Bootcamp, and today we're doing another body weight workout. We're going to do a little bit different today in the sense that today is going to be more of a strength-based workout. So I'm going to show you some exercises you can do using only your body weight to accomplish a great strength workout. So we'll get into the warm-up and I'll explain the format in a minute. Let's start first by jogging on the spot, so nice and slow here. So we're going to work on 4 different groups today. The first half will be all upper body, the second half will be all lower body. So we're going to go from chest and shoulders to back, to hamstrings and glutes, to quads. Okay, let's bring those knees up. And each group is going to have 3 exercises. Timing is going to be 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We're going to go through 3 rounds. Okay, next let's do some arm circles. So anytime you're training strength, you want more sets. So you want to get at least 3 sets. I know some of you prefer the 1 or 2 rounds, which is fine when you're doing full body, more cardio, more form. But if you're training for strength, you want to make sure you get a few sets in. So we're going for 3 sets of everything today. All right, next let's go hands together, rotate side to side. If you are watching on YouTube at a later time, if you have access to a towel, like a small or medium-sized dish towel, like this, and either a bench, a couch, a chair, it's going to make the workout a little better. You don't need them. I'll show you what to do if you don't have them, but go and grab them now. Next, we're going to get into a wide stance. We're going to do those side lunges. Make sure one leg stays straight here as you bend the other knee. Push your hips back, just like you're sitting down into a squat, keeping your back straight and chest up all the time. Okay, next we're going to do a row to reverse fly. So hips back, chest up, back is straight, weights on the heels here, so you should feel it in your hamstrings. Then you're going to row, drop down those arms, and reverse fly. So working the entire back side of the body. And next we'll get into body weight squats. Keep about shoulder width apart. You stay anchored in the ground. When you're doing a squat, you want 3 points of contact on your foot, the heel, the top left balls of your feet, and the top right as well. So those should be the 3 main points of contact when you do the squat, or anytime your feet are really grounded. Okay, next we're going to do hip swings. So feet about hip width apart. Push those hips back. So notice a lot less bend in the knees here, a lot more bend in the hips. And instead of working your quads, instead of working the front part of your thigh, work in the back. Make sure you keep your back straight. The movement is coming from the hips. That's what we call a hip hinge. And finally, we'll finish with jumping jacks. Okay, so 4 different groups today, 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We're training for body weight strength. So a little different here. I'm going to encourage you to modify if needed during some of these exercises because it's a lot tougher to program these strength workouts for body weight than it would be a cardio or an ab workout. The first group we're going to work on the chest and shoulders. We're going to start first with regular push-ups, either on your toes or your knees. 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Then you're going to do dips. If you have a couch, a chair, a bench, you're going to put your hands shoulder width apart, drop your hips, flex your elbows, and then fully extend. If you don't have access, no problem. You can use the ground here. Same thing. Make sure you're bending the elbows, drop the hips down until you touch the ground, and then lock in. The hips are going up and down like a bridge, but I want you to focus more on the actual upper body, the triceps, and the shoulders for that one. Third one is going to be a Plankton Push-Up. I'm going to show you a few different ways you can do this. So the generic way that we would do this, we plank position, so low plank to high plank, switching arms each time. The regressed variation, if you want to make it easier, start on your knees, same thing. The progressed version, if you want to make it harder, feet elevated, and simple. So by elevating your feet, you're going to create a lot more tension in your core. It also makes it tougher from an upper body point of view as well. So we're going to do this 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We're going to take a 30-second break after each round. We have 3 rounds. The second one we're going to do here is going to be a back station. So this is where if you have your towel, we're going to use the towel with a towel press, so kind of like a prone press. What I want here is grab nice and wide on that towel, feet down, hips down, chest can come up a little bit, and then you're just going to pull that towel below your chin and drive your elbows back. The good thing with the towel here is you can create that tension. So as you're pulling back, I also want you to pull out on that towel. Obviously, you're not going to be able to, but try to pull out, create some resistance. If you don't have a towel, same thing, just body weight. Prone press we've done before, a million different times. It's the exact same idea. Second one here, we're going to do a reverse scapular push-up. This one looks a little tricky, but it's actually really simple. So you're going to lay down on your back, feet on the ground, knees bent. Use your elbows here to drive yourself up. Go down and up. So you're allowing your body to drop down, shoulder blades touching the ground, and then drive in with your elbows to lift your body up. If you want to make it harder, just extend the legs. If you want to make it easier, bend more. So lift up, bend down. If you're not comfortable with that, try a scapular push-up, which is push-up position, squeezing the shoulder blades, and up. Notice I'm not bending the elbows at all here. So that would be if you're not comfortable with the reverse variation. And the final one here is going to be a Superman. So body weight, you can use a towel here, but you don't have to. Lay down on your stomach. This time you want to get your elbows and your knees up. The Superman, we're working the entire back side of the body. The upper body is going to be the back and the shoulders, the lower body, the glutes, and the hamstrings. So that's the back station. Towel press, Scat push-ups, Superman. Next, we have hamstrings. Here's where we're going to have to get a little creative. You have your towel. Only if you have some sort of hardwood or laminate, you're going to be able to use this one. I'll show you if you can't. But if you have one, really great exercise here. Heels on the towel, lay down on your back, lift your hips up, and just roll that towel out as far as you can. Bring it back. So it's a hamstring curl variation here. If you don't have access to either one, either a hardwood floor or a towel, just go hips up, walk out, bring it back. That's actually a little easier than using the towel too, so that would be a good regression if you can't do that. The second one, ideally if you have a couch or some sort of soft elevated surface, it doesn't have to be that high. It can be a Swiss ball, a Bosu ball, a couch. We're going to call these tantrum kicks. You're on your back, heels on the couch, hips up, and you're just going to kick. Keep your hips up the whole time here. If you're doing this one correctly, it's going to light up those hamstrings. If you don't have a couch, a Bosu, a Swiss ball, consider yourself lucky. We're going to make it a little easier for you. You're going to lay down on your back, hips up, and just slowly lift one off the ground. If you want to make that even easier, just bend the knees more. The more you bend your knees, the easier it's going to be. And then the last one here, grab a towel if you have one. If you don't have one, you don't need it. You're just going to put that towel behind you like you're using a barbell and do a single leg deadlift, and you're going to hold. So testing out the stability here. Notice that my back is straight, slight bend here, trying to almost fully extend that back leg, holding that position. So for this one, you're going to do 2 in a row. You're going to do one side, the next set you'll do the other side. 3 sets of that. Last one, quads, starting with Bulgarian split squats. 1 foot on the couch, the bench, the chair, whatever you have. 1 foot down, drop down, drive up. If you don't have that, you can just do a regular split squat. If you have weights here, you can make it tougher. Use dumbbells, use barbells, both sides. So 2 in a row. We did this one last week. This one's the lean back, or the reverse Nordic curl, whatever you want to call it. On your knees, arms out, feet back, come up. Make sure the knees stay on the ground the whole time. Just go as far as you can go. You don't have to go as far as I am. You're gonna feel a really deep stretch in your quads. Last one, using your couch, your chair, whatever you have, we're gonna do fast body weight squats. So we're looking for speed here. I want you to tap your butt so it touches the surface. Try it. You just try to speed that up. Obviously, if you don't have access to that, just do the same thing with your body weight squats. All right, 3 rounds of each. We'll start with the chest and the shoulders first. So push-ups, dips, plankton push-ups, 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off. I'll set up the timer and then we'll get started. So remember, none of these are going to be super cardio dominant. So I want you to slow it down. Don't think of today as a cardio or ab workout. Think of actually training for strength and muscular endurance. All right, we'll start in 10 seconds. No, let me set this up 1 second. There we go. All right, let's start in 10 seconds, guys. We're going to start with the regular push-ups first. 30 on, 10 off. Okay, 3, 2, 1, push-ups, let's go. So if you can't do the push-ups on your toes here, just drop down to your knees. Always looking for full range of motion. My favorite cue for the push-up, know you're doing it right if you're able to kiss the ground on the way down. That's the full range of motion that we're looking for. More than halfway there, keep it going. 10 seconds to go. After this, we're going to take a 10-second break. We're going to do those body weight dips. 3, 2, 1. So take 10 seconds. You can either use your elevated surface or you can go on the ground here for your dips. Focus on bending the elbows. 3, 2, 1, and go. So the body weight dips are going to be a little more tricep dominant than the regular push-ups, but you're still going to feel it in the shoulders, a little bit in the chest. If you're going on the ground, it's just as effective, just takes a little bit more of a correct setup and hinge from the elbows. You got just over 10 seconds to go. Plankton push-ups coming up next. So this whole first group is going to burn out your chest and your shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Plankton push-ups. So to make it easier, you can drop to your knees. To make it harder, elevate the feet. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, and go. So you're going to go from low plank to high plank. Switch sides, so you're not always pushing off from the same side. Otherwise, whichever arm you're pushing off with first, that's the side that gets most of the work done. You want to make sure we're equally distributing. Also, watch that core stability. Try to keep your shoulders and your hips square down towards the ground the whole time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and break. Let's take 30 seconds to rest. We're going to go through that again 2 more times. So that's the reason we do 3 rounds here. 3 sets of each. By the end of it, you're going to feel that accumulation and get that lactic acid going to the muscles here, the chest, the shoulders, and the triceps. So round 2, exact same thing. Push-ups, dips, plank push-ups. Let's get ready for round 2. In 3, 2, 1, push-ups. Let's go. So your hands should be positioned right next to your armpits here. Don't allow the hands to come up too high. Try not to have them too wide. They don't need to be tucked into your ribcage or anything. Just outside of your armpits. Too wide and you're really working only your shoulders. You're shortening that range of motion. It's also a bit tougher on the shoulders too. 3, 2, 1. Dips coming up next. We'll show you the body weight variation if you don't have a couch. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go. So flex and extend. There's no real difference between elevating your hands here. The biggest difference is you just have more range of motion. So there's more room for error if you're using an elevated surface. But if you do them on the ground like this, as long as you have good form, you're going to get the exact same benefits. So you're really trying to maximize how much your elbows are flexing and then extending. And after this, we have plankton push-ups. 3, 2, 1. Should really be feeling those triceps, especially after that one. All right, last set here. In 3, 2, 1, plankton push-ups. Keep your legs as straight as you can here, so you don't want to be bending the knees. Don't want to be lifting the hips up. If you want more of a challenge, try elevating those feet. If you have a TRX, you can really crush this one by putting your feet in the straps, but it's one of the more deceivingly difficult exercises you can do. You got 10 seconds to go. We'll take a 30-second break after this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take 30 seconds. One more round. If it makes you feel better, this might be the toughest group, which is why I did it first. Realize anytime you're doing a lot of shoulders or triceps back to back, it's really tough to recover, so better to do it when you have more energy. If you're going super heavy with weights, I always prefer legs first, but with body weight, this is going to be the toughest group. I'll do this one first. We're going to go through one more round. We'll start with the push-ups again. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So this is when it's going to start to get tough. Make sure you keep that same technique. Try to push. The good thing with this workout is once we're done this group, you don't have to worry about the chest and shoulders anymore. You're going to do a different body part each group. Halfway there. Keep that core nice and tight too. Make sure you're not dropping the hips or overarching your back. Dips are coming up. 3, 2, 1. Okay, dips up next. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So hands should be about shoulder width apart. If you're on an elevated surface here, you want to keep your hips as close to the bench or couch as you can. If you notice the hips are going farther away, you're not using your triceps, you're not bending the elbows enough, you're using more shoulders. So you want to keep your body close to that surface. 10 seconds. Triceps should be on fire by now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then last one here, Plankton Push-Ups. We'll take a longer break and we'll move on to back. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Last set. Let's go. Plankton Push-Ups. It's really important when you're training strength. Your last set technique should be just as good as your first set. After this, you can grab some water and rest up. But for here, try to finish strong. See if you can go without taking a break. We got 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and break. All right. So we're done the first group. Set up a timer for the second one. Same idea. The exercise is here. If you have that towel on your stomach, towel press. Second one, reverse Scat push-ups. So elbows dig in, and just lift your back off and drop down. You're gonna feel that in your mid-upper back. If you're not comfortable with that, we're gonna do a regular Scat push-up. That one requires a little bit of coordination. That's the downside to some of these bodyweight workouts. And then the third one is gonna be a Superman. So you're on your stomach, lift your elbows and hands up, lift your knees and feet up. The key for that one is the knees and the elbows. A lot of people are really gonna get the upper body up. That lower body's not going up. So that will be the back station, same timing, same format, 3 rounds there. Start about 30 seconds. So if you do have that towel on a wide grip, and use that tension. So when you're pulling it towards you, kind of push out, push the towel out to the side. It's going to really help engage those rear delts and the upper back muscles. Okay, so we'll get started here in 10 seconds. We'll do the towel press first on your stomach. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go. Chest can come up a little bit. Fully extend those arms. Make sure your feet stay down the whole time. And if you're lifting the chest up, don't overdo it. You're not trying to turn it into a back extension. Just giving yourself enough room to actually get this one done. 10 seconds. Remember to pull the towel apart as you're bringing elbow back towards your hips. 3, 2, 1. All right, flip over here, reverse Scat push-ups. So think about being in a hip bridge position. And then hands up and dig those elbows in. Ready? And go. Lift up. Come down. Take your time with this one. Think about lifting your shoulder blades off the ground. If you can't do that, Flip over, get into a push-up position. Keep your elbows straight. Both of these have to do with scapular control, so controlling the shoulder blade. Really important for those muscles around the back, which are responsible for a lot of the postural muscles. 3, 2, 1, and then last one here, Superman. So elbows up, hands up, knees up, feet up. Lay on your stomach. 3, 2, 1, and go. With the Superman, I like to hold the top position for at least half a second to a second, just to make sure you're able to control that top part of the movement, which is going to be the toughest part. That's when all of those muscles are contracted and engaged. Halfway. Working the entire backside of the body here, not just your upper body, but legs too. For most people, the glutes are going to be the weak part if the knees can't come up. 3, 2, 1. All right, take 30. We're going to go through 2 rounds there. So the back, super tough to train if you don't have equipment. This is why I've got to get a little creative. My favorite back exercise, if you have like a chin-up bar, 2 pull-ups. But obviously that's pretty advanced. So if you have dumbbells, dumbbell rows, reverse flies, all really good exercises. But here we're going to show you some ways that you can train your back even if you don't have dumbbells. We're going to start again round 2, towel press, same thing. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go. That's the tough part about these home workouts too. Most people naturally, not everyone, there's exceptions, but most people are very dominant in their chest and shoulders and very weak in the back. A lot of the exercises we do are very shoulder and chest dominated, so we just kind of perpetuate that imbalance. So doing exercises like this, really good idea to do, even though they seem a little awkward and uncomfortable at first. 3, 2, 1. So let's do those reverse Scat push-ups. This one takes some practice, so hopefully you got it on the first try, but if not, keep practicing. Ready, and go. So elbows down, lift up, come back. And when you're going up in that top position, squeeze those shoulder blades, nice and slow on the way down. If you're doing it right, you're really going to feel the mid part of your back. Try not to do a crunch here. So you're going to be tempted to lift your shoulders up first. Try to prevent that from happening. So shoulder blades first, not shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Last one, Superman. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So the key here, like I said, for most people who are weak in the glutes, you'll struggle getting the knees up. If that happens, you're going to start to feel your lower back. Even though this is a lower back exercise in some ways, it shouldn't be the only place you're feeling it. Your upper back, your glutes, your hamstrings. Really good full body movement here that you don't get anywhere. Less than 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's take another 30 seconds. We're going to go through that one more time, and then we're going to transition to the lower body stuff. So most of these you're going to feel from mid-back all the way up to the upper back there. Start again in 10 seconds with the towel press. Try to get a wide grip. Hold it apart. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Remember, if you don't have a towel here, you just do the exact same thing. Regular curl press. The towel is just a little better, you get to create that extra tension there. In some ways, the towel can be easier as well, but both achieve the exact same thing, so don't feel like you're missing out if you don't have it. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. All right, on your back, reverse Scat push-ups. Remember, shoulder blades up. 3, 2, 1, and go. Another thing to keep in mind for here is one side is probably going to be stronger than the other, so make sure that you're not over-exaggerating one side. Make sure like your right elbow is not doing 80% of the work. If that happens, you'll notice a bit of a tilt in your body, and you'll probably only end up feeling it on one side. You got 10 seconds to go. Keep your shoulders down and back here for this one as well. 3, 2, 1. All right, last one, Superman. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So that's why it's so important to modify if you have to for a lot of these exercises. Because for instance, if the mid and big back muscles are weak, you're going to feel it more on the neck. If the glute muscles are weak, you're going to end up feeling it more in the back, the low back. So if you notice any one of those things, just try to modify, choose a more regressed version of each exercise, and make sure you try to get the correct muscles activated. That's more important than doing the advanced version. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're done with back. Next we have hamstrings. So if you have a towel, this first exercise with the towel slides, fantastic hamstring exercise. If you don't have the towel, just do a hip bridge with a walkout. Second exercise is another really good hamstring exercise. If you have like a couch, soft padded, have a Bosu ball, a Swiss ball, you can roll, like I have a rolled up mat here, whatever it is, a slightly elevated surface, you can kind of dig your heels down without hurting your heels. But if you can't do that, just use the floor and go really slow. We call them Tantrum Kicks. Third one you can use with or without the towel. We're just going to do a single leg deadlift with the hold. So we'll start off in about 30 seconds. So the first one, the towel slides, probably only going to work if you have hardware laminate. So if you don't just do the bridge walkouts, they really do work the same muscles. Just a towel slide gives you a really killer hamstring pump. Same timing, same format here. Remember, with the single leg deadlifts, we're going to go back to back. So even though we still only have 3 exercises, we're going to do 4 sets rather than 3 sets. So a little more extra time for this one. All right, we'll start in 10 seconds with the towel slides or the bridge walkouts. All right, 3, 2, 1, and go. So you want hips up, dig in with the heels, slide out, bring it back. If you don't have the towel, just do a hip bridge, walk out. Same idea. Both of them, you should really feel the hamstrings halfway there. Keep the hips up the whole time. If your calves are cramping, that usually means the hamstrings are a bit weak, but it's okay. Just shorten the range of motion a little bit. You don't have to go all the way out. 3, 2, 1. So next we have those tantrum kicks. Feet on the couch, both do the Swiss ball, and try to speed it up with your straight legs. Ready, and go. Keep your legs straight here. You can go faster, you can go slower. Obviously, the faster you go, the harder it's going to be. If you don't have an elevated surface here, just do the exact same thing on the ground, but really slow it down. Don't want you hurting your feet. Halfway. So it's really going to light up the hamstrings as well. 10 seconds. The single leg deadlift will be up next. Remember, we have both sides back to back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you can use your towel here. You can also use dumbbells for the single leg deadlift. You're just going to hold that position. 3, 2, 1. Very slight bend in the front leg. Try to get the back leg mostly extended. Chest up, back straight. Dig in with that front heel. And all you're doing is you're just holding that position. So we're testing your stability here. If you notice your hips shifting, that's going to be your hip stability. Testing your knee stability and ankles as well. 10 seconds to go. It's okay if you fall a couple times. It takes some practice. 3, 2, 1. Same thing, other side. One side is usually going to be stronger than the other side. That's okay. Okay, 3, 2, 1. So I always say, before you get to deadlifting heavy, make sure you can master this. You can't hold a single leg deadlift. Not saying you shouldn't deadlift, but you shouldn't be deadlifting heavy, especially with barbells. So get that stability down pat first. Halfway there. We're going to take a 30-second break after this. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take 30. Another good suggestion for those of you who do have a Swiss ball or a TRX, instead of doing the towel slides, you can do a Swiss ball hamstring curl or even a TRX hamstring curl. If you have one of those, you probably know what it is, just the exact same thing, rolling back and forth while you're on your back. So same thing, round two. This is a deceivingly difficult step here. Because all three of these exercises just crush those hamstrings. Let's get ready. In 3, 2, 1, towel slides. Let's go. The more you can fully extend the legs, the better. But like I said, you don't have to do it. It's important that you keep your hips up the whole time. If you don't have the towel slides, just do the walkouts. Same thing with the walkouts. You control how far you'd like to go out. Both of them, the weight is on your heels, not the balls of your feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next, we have those tantrum kicks. Straight legs here. Try not to bend the knees. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Keep your hips up. Same thing, digging in with the heels. The more explosively you can do this one, the better. But it does take a lot out of the hamstrings. So if you want to start slower and build up from there, that's fine. You got just over 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that one's killer. All right, single leg deadlift hold. 3, 2, 1, and go. Make sure with the single leg deadlift that you're not caving in, so you're not rounding your back. You want to keep your chest up. Find a spot directly in front of you, and just keep your eyes on that one spot. Halfway there. Make sure you get that back leg back behind you as well. The more active you are with this, the better. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides, last one. In 3, 2, 1, opposite leg. Take the first 5 seconds or so just getting in that position, finding the right spot for you. And then once you get it, then you activate all those muscles and just try to create as much tension as you can. Halfway there. Anyone who knows me, this is one of my favorite, most underrated exercises you can use. It really translates well to almost everything else. 3, 2, 1. All right, 30-second break, one more round. So by the time we get to the third round here with these hamstrings, you're doing them right. You really feel the back part of your legs here. All three of these exercises are super challenging. Really tough to work hamstrings at home because we do a lot of deadlifts, bridges, swings, stuff like that. But here we gotta get a little creative. So let's get ready again with the towel slides. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. General rule of thumb, anytime you start to bring your feet out farther away from your body, you're gonna work more hamstrings. Anytime you have your feet closer to your body, you're gonna work more of the glutes. So these hamstring slides, it's okay if you allow those feet to go really far apart. But if you're doing a regular hip bridge for your glutes, you want to keep those feet close, directly under your knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tantrum kicks. 3, 2, 1, and go. Don't forget to lift up the hips here. Because naturally, you're going to want to keep the hips down, but that's what's going to make the hamstrings work here, is that the hips are actually off the ground. So they are stabilizing your body, also creating some power. And we have a single leg deadlift holds to finish off this group. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Single leg deadlift hold. 2 more sets. 3, 2, 1, and go. Remember, you want to bend the knee here just to soften it, but you don't want a huge bend in the knee. You're not squatting down. You're hip hinging. You're pushing your hips back towards that wall behind you, keeping your back as straight as you can. 10 seconds. Even the leg that's off the ground, you should feel that glute engaged if you're doing it right, if you're lifting up the hip. 3, 2, 1. One more set here. And we'll finish off with the quads for the final group. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Get into that position. Last 30 seconds here. And we'll take a water break. So even though it's not a cardio workout, a lot of these exercises are still super challenging. It takes a lot of energy out of you. Bodyweight strength workouts are no joke. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and break. Rest up, guys. We're going to move on to that final group. So the final group is going to be our quad station. Okay, if you have that elevated surface, we're going to do the Bulgarian split squats, 2 sets in a row. Then we're going to do the lean backs in that kneeling position. Then after that, we're going to finish with fast body weight squats. So we're just trying to rep it out. You still get that full range of motion, but we want to go for speed. Same timing, same format, last group here. So make sure you get some good recovery. We'll get started in about 30 to 40 seconds. So remember, Bulgarian split squat is 1 foot elevated here. If you don't have that, just do regular split squat. The key for the Bulgarian split squat is finding the balance and finding the right distance between your legs. When you're in position, what you want is you want to drop that back knee first. Too many people make a mistake of doing this, going front leg down first. Instead, drop the back knee, everything else follows suit. As you drop the back knee slightly goes back, allowing yourself to load up the hips. Chest can be up, you can be in a really vertical position, you can be forward, as long as your back is straight. The more forward leaning you are, the more glutes you're going to work. The more upright you are, the more quads you're going to work. Both are fine, there's no right or wrong. So what I would do now, if I were you, get in position. We're going to start up in 10 seconds. We're going to do both sides. So Bulgarian split squats, you can use weights here if you have dumbbells too. I would encourage it if you have them. All right, 3, 2, 1, and go. So hopefully you found that position. Want to get down really low. Too many people make the mistake of not going down nearly low enough. So back knee should be about an inch off the ground. And if you're not sure if you're low enough, you can even touch the ground. That'll make sure you know you have that full range of motion here. One of my favorite lower body exercises. Of course, even better when you can use some dumbbells or barbell, whatever it is, to load it up, make it that much tougher. 3, 2, 1. Take 10 seconds, same thing other side. But the first struggle to overcome is that balance and the coordination. So it's good to start with just body weight. Ready, and go. Find that proper position. Drop down, drive up. If you go too wide here, what's going to end up happening is you're going to do more of a hip flexor stretch. You're not going to be able to get down low enough. If you go too narrow and go way too much stress on your knees, you're also not going to be able to get down low enough. So you got to play around with that position, find the sweet spot. 10 seconds, lean backs are next. 3, 2, 1. So kneeling position, knees stay on the ground, arms out for counterbalance, lean back as far as you can, then come back up. Ready, and go. So this one here is also a good prehab and rehab exercise. Strengthens all of those tendons and ligaments, all of the muscles around the knees. So if you have bum knees and you can do this one without pain, you should definitely be doing this one consistently. If you're not comfortable with this, any sort of lunge, wall sit, squat, anything that works the quads, feel free to modify it. This is a really good exercise if you can do it correctly. 3, 2, 1. Next we have fast squats. So I'm going to use my couch here. That way you have a base of reference to know how low to get down. 3, 2, 1, and go. So you stand up, come down, speed it up. So we're trying to get the heart rate up here and get that blood flowing to your quads. So you should be going at least 1 squat a second, if not faster. So high reps here, still getting down low, chest is up, back stays straight. 10 seconds to go. Take a 30-second break after this. 3, 2, 1. 1 down, 2 to go. Back to those Bulgarian split squats coming up. So the fast squat is one of the few exercises that you are going to get a little bit of a cardio benefit if you're doing it correctly. All right, we're starting just over 10 seconds. Get in position, find your balance. You don't want to waste 5-10 seconds getting your balance. So get it done beforehand if you can. 3, 2, 1, and go. Remember, if you don't have this, or if you don't feel comfortable with this, just do a regular static lunge on the ground. Like this, we're 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Both are really good exercises. We're about halfway there. Once you plant that front foot, it shouldn't move, so keep it really stable into the ground. 10 seconds. Focus on that depth, get down low. 3, 2, 1. So we'll do the same thing, other side. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Same thing. You want to feel a good stretch in the hips. So even though we're definitely working the quads here, this is arguably one of the best exercises you can do to build your glutes. So if you're looking to get a stronger butt, bigger butt, one of the best exercises you can do. 8 to 12 rep range, preferably moderate to heavy weight. Not going to get too many gains, just body weight, so you do want to load it up eventually. 3, 2, 1, lean back. 2 more sets here. All right, 3, 2, 1. You can either have your feet flat, like I'm doing, or flex your toes. There's no right or wrong way, but either way, keep your knees down on the ground. Feel that really deep stretch. The lower you can get down with good form, the better. Back should be straight. Body should be one straight line as you go down. Less than 10 to go. Fast squats coming up next. 3, 2, 1. All right, fast squats. Last one here. Then we'll take a 30-second break. We're going to go through one more round. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go. If you're using a couch or a chair, the lower it is, the harder it's going to be. And you have more depth. So if it's too low, you can just do regular squats without any sort of assistance. Halfway. Take a 30-second break after this. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, rest up. One more round, guys. Last round of the day. By now, quads should be burning. You can tell each group really had a specific target with the muscle groups. So we're going to start out with 15 seconds, again with the Bulgarian split squat. So give yourself time to set up. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. If you want to make this one tougher and you don't have weights, speed it up, or you can even, if you're really advanced, add a jump. Becomes more explosive, more plyometric. That would be if you just want to burn more calories, or if you're training for something athletic. Play sports, you want to become more explosive and faster. Those type of exercises really good to incorporate. Otherwise, take your time with this. No rush. 3, 2, 1. Same thing, other side. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So remember, when you're going down, you're dropping that back knee first. Notice as I go down, the back knee stays close to the couch. That allows me to go down naturally, load up that hip, and keep my back straight. Halfway there. Lean backs are up next. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lean backs up next. 2 more sets, guys. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go. These last 2 sets, the best sets of the day. Drive those knees into the ground. Halfway there. So next up, we have the fast squats. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, last set of the day. Fast squats, 30 seconds, and then we are all done. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Speed up those reps. Knees should be tracking over your feet. Back is straight the whole time. Meaning your legs are doing the work, not your back. Keep it going. Halfway. Speed it up if you can. Feel those legs burn. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. That's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the bodyweight strength workout. Remember, we are live here every Sunday, free for anyone, uploaded to YouTube. So hope to see you all next week. Have a great day. Enjoy the week.